So 2017 marks 24 years of pastoral ministry. And for the last 14 of these years, I've been at the Summit Church. And ministry, as you know, gives you a lot of opportunity just to dabble. You get to do different things and try different things and engage different skill sets. Throughout 24 years of ministry, I've known that my passion really comes down to the arts. I believe in the arts. It's the thing that makes my heart beat a little bit faster. It's the thing that really gets me out of bed in the morning and keeps me up at night. I've done a little bit of everything in regards to the arts, from working with music ministry, playing the piano. I was a part of a Hank Murphy cover band for a little while until copyright regulations got messy and I had to abide by the cease and desist letter. I felt like if there's one area where faith and the arts combine, if there's one area where you really see the power and the beauty of the gospel and the beauty of arts, it's really going to come down to two words, and that is puppet ministry. Eric Liddell, who is a famous runner and Olympian, said that when I run, I feel God's pleasure. And it's the same way when I have my hand in the body of a foam puppet, I feel the pleasure of God. I feel God and the Holy Spirit coursing through me into the tips of my fingers and really making that puppet come alive. Just like God breathed His Spirit on Adam and Eve, I believe that I'm breathing the spirit of life and truth into these puppets. People ask, say, Danny, how do you know? How do you know that you'll be able to make a living out of this? And all I can say is that I've talked with David Platt and Ed Stetzer and Russ Moore and Stephen Furtick. I've talked with all of their answering machines, and I've left messages asking them, please call me back and let's see if we can get something set up.
Yeah, when Danny first told me about this vision of just like giving his life to puppeting for Jesus, I was skeptical because I thought, who does that anymore? But then, so he said 10 minutes is all I need. And I gave him 10 minutes of a worship service, and I'm telling you, something happened in that worship service. God moved.
So I remember I was telling my wife a few months ago, and the joy that welled up in her. She laughed and laughed and laughed, and then she laughed so hard she started weeping, and it was hard to convince her of how serious that I was. Flying gives me just such a great opportunity as I'm going from state to state, trying to find somebody who will let me perform in their church, or even come to the door and answer it. It's a great opportunity on airplanes to share, because I'm able to pull a puppet out, and sometimes I'm able to give a one-on-one performance for somebody. So this is absolutely, it's not for the faint of heart. You got to keep hydrated. I've seen more than one pro go down from a rotator cuff injury or something like that, and man, you don't come back from a rotator cuff injury. So the obvious question that most people probably have now is, Danny, how can I be a part of this? And we have all the traditional ways: Kickstarter, GoFundMe, selling plasma, having a bake sale. But the best way is to go to dfranks.com/puppet ministry and to learn how it is that I'm going to be carrying the gospel to the very ends of the earth through some of God's most beloved creatures.